Well, welcome to the St. Louis Park Rec Center. An exciting non-conference boys hockey action as the Benilde St. Margaret's Red Knights host one of the more acclaimed teams in the state. The Moorhead Spuds make the trip down I-94 for this Friday night matchup. If you're tuning in tonight on Friday, December 20th, this game is live on ParkTV.org. If you have friends outstate that would like to watch on their computer or on their on a laptop or whatnot, so let them know they can watch this in high def live tonight. I'm John Fromm along with my colleague JP Johnny Passold. We're going to bring you the action tonight as you see the state champion Benilde St. Margaret's from 2 years ago with their beautiful banners adorning the rec center here tonight. John, really looking forward to tonight's matchup.
Yeah, Frommer, hey, it's good to be back. It's been a couple of years since you and I have done a game.
Absolutely.
It's great to be back again, but yeah, it should be a good game. I think we've got a Benilde, plays a real north-south style, quick break. I think Moorhead's going to try to slow them down a little bit. They play a little more rugged style usually.
Right.
So this should really be a good, close matchup, go right down to the end here.
And for those of you who aren't familiar with the Moorhead Spuds, a program that since 1992 has made the trip to St. Paul an unbelievable 14 times, including the last 3 years. They were the state consolation champions last year, and in the year before when Benilde won the state, Moorhead finished third. So recent history should be any indication we should be in for a wonderful matchup. For the Spuds, they're going to go with, they've got several players that came from the Elite League. Goaltender Jacob Dittmer, the junior, in net today. And the first liners will be Zach Holtgrew, Aaron Hurt, as well as Austin Skefty for the Spuds, all an acclaimed first line unit for them. And for the Red Knights, John, they're going with a freshman goaltender in Ryan Bischel tonight in his third varsity game. He had a chance to play against Maple Grove the other night. They did have some instability at the goaltending position and made some changes there. He's only a freshman from the Wayzata Bantam A team last year, and I know Coach Pauly had some real good comments about how he came through the first couple games.
Wayzata Bantam A, really, you play just about a high school schedule out there, so I think he's used to seeing some really good shooters, and he should do the job tonight for him.
Stay with us as we bring you the national anthem. Beautiful rendition of the national anthem brought us here tonight as John Gordon stopping by, a dignitary from the Benilde St. Margaret side. We should have an excellent matchup here. And once again, this game is airing live throughout the world. Just go to ParkTV.org on your computer. Click on Channel 16. This game on Friday evening, we're really happy that Paul Broden, our director, could bring it to the world live. Take a look at the Spuds, some good height, adorned in their black jerseys with the orange and white trim. The Red Knights wearing, Johnny and I were talking, the Red Knights wearing kind of their throwback jerseys with the white jerseys with the kind of the crimson red coloring, and we kind of like that look.
I remember those jerseys from the 70s, Frommer. Those with the helmet, with the knight on the front of them, and I still have videos with those Red Knight jerseys. It's easy to pick out who we were playing back then. Yeah.
Yes, and that was back in the day when there was only one rink here. As you take a look at the freshman goaltender, Ryan Bischel, 1-0-1 on the season. A nice 232 goals against and a pretty good 875 save percentage early on. The Red Knights will come out with their second unit with Zach Hale, the senior, centering Carter Rue, and Mark Caskey, number 20. There you see a look at Dittmer, the junior goalie who was in the Elite League in the fall. 915 save percentage for Jacob, and like his partner Michael Bitzer a couple years ago for the Spuds, really highly acclaimed and thought of to be a potential Division I goalie. After the face-off win, the first defensive unit for the Spuds with Maynard and Borgen is able to corral the puck and bring it into the Red Knight zone. Nice defensive check laid on Aaron Hurt in the defensive zone that time by the Red Knights, as Holtgrew gets it back to his defensive partner Borgen, and Borgen over to Maynard. Borgen and Maynard, the defensive pairing. It's probably the best defensive unit you're going to see, possibly statewide. In talking to Coach John Ammerman, number 6 Maynard, Alex Maynard, and number 19 Will Borgen both played in the Elite League in the fall. John, both only juniors.
Yeah, I see last year they compiled a ton of assists between both of them.
Yes, absolutely. And Maynard on the season with 7 points and Borgen with 6 so far. Off the face-off win, the puck skedaddles past the stick of sophomore defenseman Nick Austin for the Red Knights, but Austin going to bang it off the near wall here as the Red Knights try to break out here. Nick Austin paired out there with his brother Johnny Austin, the senior defenseman for Benilde, and they counter with their fierce unit with Spencer Noss, Evan Fleming, and Chase Jungles. This is Noss behind his own net, pushes it out to the side where a wrist shot goes flying on net from Johnson, and a nice job that time by Bishop to drop the right pad and put it down.
Yeah, nice save, put it to the corner.
And after the change, Maynard back there for the Spuds, and he's able to push the puck in. But here is Chase Jungles battling on the near side. Puck scoots to the far wall and is wrapped around as the Red Knights will change on the fly. If you just joined us, this is Moorhead and Benilde St. Margaret's, two of the most esteemed programs in the state, battling Friday night here at the Rec Center. And for the Spuds, here is Maynard with a nice cross-ice pass, give and go sequence possibly for Benilde. Oh, and we've got a Spud player goes crashing into the net. I believe that was number
Frommer,
27 Hardy who ran into him.
That's the Moorhead teams. They always go to the net hard. Every tournament I see him play down here.
That was Hardy who crashed hard into the net here. This is the third unit with Green, Hardy, and Odegaard out there for the Spuds. Puck held in this time. Oh, on a redirect that time. Beautiful job by Nate Meyer as he almost redirected one in there, as a nice shot that time by Newhouse at the point, number 6. 6 and 3 out there on the blue line. That's Jack Lawton and Ben Newhouse. Newhouse, the second leading scorer for Benilde. Here's Meyer again with a wrister, and it goes high over the glove side and into the net.
Wow.
So Meyer with a cannon-like wrist shot at the 14:53 mark. And Nate Meyer, the senior winger, going to corral a goal here. And that's Nate's 4th on the season for Benilde.
There it is, comes in, lets it go.
Nice arc to it, and just
I think the goalie might have been a little, maybe possibly a little screen from the defenseman's leg, because it didn't look like he picked it up until it got to his glove.
So just what the doctor ordered, cross-ice pass.
Here it is again.
He had a clean angle.
Oh, yeah, really did.
That was you see the water bottle flying off the back of the net. I believe that was Johnny Austin on the assist that time. We're going to go with that.
He picks up another point.
And here is Johnny behind his own net. Number 4 pushes it over for the Red Knights to Peter Heimbold, who's also playing defense after a stint at center earlier in the year.
I remember Peter from Bantams. He had a great Bantam A career for Minneapolis Park.
And yes, absolutely. A lot of kids. And here's Austin at the point.
Again, boy.
Plenty of time on the wrister. Nice job cutting down the angle. And Hale going to pull that away from the goaltender. Back to Heimbold at the point. Wrister on net. Nice job by Hale digging it out there.
Yeah, Zach, Benilde's looking really hungry right now. Early in the game here, Frommer.
Here's Heimbold. His puck is deflected momentarily.
It looks like the scouting report might be to be shooting high here, Frommer.
Yeah, I don't know if Dittmer on the year, as we mentioned, has played all 7 games for the Spuds. Here's Heimbold again, only a sophomore for Benilde, turning around in his own defensive zone over to Johnny Austin, who works it up the far wall here. Austin over to, I believe that's Carter Rue, who whacks it in. Or excuse me, that was Evan Fleming.
Well, they're going to call that an ice, no tip.
So one thing, real good varieties in color today. You know, this is St. Louis Park and Benilde's home rink, and Moorhead's got the dark black on like St. Louis Park often
looks
wears.
Like an old Oriole versus Benilde game. You're right.
Yeah.
From back in the early 2000s even. Zach Hale, they've got a feature on, just saying they've got a feature on Zach Hale in the book here, who just dug out that rebound for Benilde. Got a nice feature for a senior profile in the book this game.
Yes, he's somebody that you know quite well, and your son from playing a lot of Baname hockey, and a kid who's really a rink rat, absolutely.
Yep.
After the faceoff, puck brought all the way down, and here's Naas behind his net, the leading scorer for Benilde. Naas over to the point here, and a nice wrister on net that time by Newhouse.
They're getting a lot of shots from her. Benilde's firing a lot of biscuits at the net right now.
Absolutely. That puck is going to come in and, momentarily held that time. You got the Austin brothers, as we mentioned, Johnny and Nick Austin. Jack Lawton and Ben Newhouse had another defensive pairing for the Red Knights. And then Peter Heimbold, as you mentioned, going to see a lot of ice. The third unit for Benilde, we haven't really mentioned their name, but they've been out there a couple times. Number 19, Zach Ristow, the sophomore, along with Augie Moore, another sophomore. And then the senior, Nate Meyer, who got the fourth goal. So third line only, I think, had that one shift so far, but already producing for Benilde.
You know, when that third line can get a goal early for you, that's a huge plus. I mean, Benilde's looking really sharp right now, and now Moorhead just took a penalty.
Yes.
Possibly for too many men on the ice, or a bench-type penalty, I'm thinking.
Jaden Masseth going to serve that for the Spuds here at the 13-12 mark, and that'll do just what the Red Knights appreciated and put them back on the power play here. Naas off the face-off here. Battle out front as Naas and Hurt go for it.
Benilde's getting on that puck quick so far here, Frommer.
Rue out there as well. Austin at the point. Benilde with Naas. Naas operating at the near wall here. Works it down low. Back to Naas. Spencer Naas, the senior. Dipsy doing on the blue line there as they're at the top of the umbrella with Spencer. Naas over to Austin. Back to Naas. Wrist shot wide of the net. Going to be wrapped around hard by one of the blue liners from Moorhead and shot all the way down. You've got Hurt out there, number 8 for Moorhead, one of the main penalty killers out there, and number 11 Skefty out there, as well as 14 Justin Keller. Here's Naas with some speed. Gets it in deep. Good job. 40% on the power play, BSM, right, Frommer? Yes, that is correct. 40% scoring. They're scoring 40% of the time. That's pretty high. Ooh, Johnny Austin's wrist shot hits something and not able to get through, but he holds nicely from the point, and Hale able to get a stick on it. Behind the Spud net this time, number 19, one of the blue liners, Will Borgen, able to push that down. Borgen, we mentioned earlier, number 19, a right-handed shooter for the Spuds. Great size as well. I bet he can really, clean that net out in front, and comes in at almost 200 pounds. So. Yeah, he's got a frame that the next level, I'm sure, is looking at him hard. And here's a possible break. Boy, got lucky there, not trip penalty on Moorhead. That puck behind the net hit Heimbold and goes back to the point this time. And here again is Nick Austin, one of the sophomores, fires it from the point. Held in again by one of the Benilde players. Battled around to Heimbold behind the Moorhead net. Back to the point this time. Pushed over to Austin. Austin wrister keeps it low. Another shot on net. Long rebound that time, but it does break out all the way to the zone. Partial change for the Spuds, and Nick Austin with possession and speed into the Red Knight zone. Moorhead zone. Wrist shot on net. Dittmer coming out. Great shot. Dittmer comes out to cut down a portion of that angle, and at 11:10, the power play is over, and there you take a look at Peter Heimbold, one of the larger sophomores in the state, and a young man you're very familiar with. Yeah, he's a big frame too. Peter, he plays forward and defense. That was a good hard shot. They were trying to go high again. That goalie snapped it. Dittmer snapped that up by his head. Yeah, absolutely. Little break in the action here. We've got some debris on the ice here. Returning some mouth guard, it looks like. Benilde throwing their fourth unit out there. Here's Will Duda on the draw, number 26. He's matched with Meyer this time. And off the face-off win, Moorhead with speed on a 3-on-2. Puck cross towards the middle of the ice. Nobody home that time. Is that Moorhead's third unit? Third line? Yeah, that's Weiss out there with Masseth and Keller. That's our second line out against Benilde's fourth. Yep. Okay. 20 Weiss up there at the top of the circle, being helped down low by one of his partners that time. Masseth in the corner. He's got some help there from Nicholas Paulson, senior winger, also battling there as they're. Right now, Coach Pauly isn't too concerned about the line matchups. He feels Benilde's really got an extra jump in their step, I think, Frommer, and he's going to let a lot of kids play right now. Well, here is Maynard and Borgen, the first unit behind on the blue line there for for Moorhead, not able to match on that play, but Newhouse going to redirect and start things back for the Red Knights the other direction. Newhouse pass misses everybody, and we're going to have an icing whistled. But, you know, one thing we didn't really talk about, but both of these teams played Tuesday. The Red Knights in an exciting matchup with Maple Grove, where they were up 4-1 early in the third period. Maple Grove responded with 2 shorthanded goals by a young man we're familiar with to tie it, and then it goes into overtime. So I'm sure Ken has really reminded the kids of that this week. Moorhead also with an amazing game on Tuesday. They were down 1-0 going into the third against Alexandria. The Spuds pump in 6 in the third period to take a 6-1 conference win over Alexandria. So
yeah, you've got you know, it's going to be interesting because I think Moorhead's used to coming back. So this is going to, I feel it's going to be close down to the end. Right. If it's within 4 goals late in the game, it's still anybody. You know, Moorhead could still come back here, but we'll see what plays out. So far, we haven't seen a lot of offense out of Moorhead. It's mostly Benilde here. Great.
2-on-1 this time. Nas, read it. Oh, beautiful give and go, and Nas able to finish that off. Because I'll tell you what, there wasn't a thing that could be done that time. As a beautiful pass by Ben Newhouse, I believe, found Nas wide open, number 8 that time, and he finishes that time. Beautifully done that time.
And Nas can really finish. I've seen that.
Or excuse me, that's Jungles. Yes, Jungles giving it back to Nas.
Yeah.
Wow. So just as we mentioned about Moorhead needing to come back, that's going to make it 2-0 here at the 9:39 mark.
No question on that one. He buried that. Great play. They're sharing the puck well, and they're moving their feet. Benilde looks tough right now. Moorhead's got to do something to get in this game.
That's the 11th goal of the year already for Spencer Nas. As you take a nice look at Zach Hale there, also one of the seniors. That Nas, Jungles, and Fleming line came into the game with 16 goals already on the season. That'll be number 17 for them in just the 8th game here.
Yeah, and I know they've had a lot of tough games against high competition too.
Absolutely. Heimbold being challenged defensively, but he's able to get a stick on that, and Benilde able to claim that in their own zone as Heimbold will turn, but not able to get that out. Puck pass down low. A beautiful backhand attempt put on net that time by 21 Odegaard. As Bischel holds his own zone, and the Red Knights will try to change direction and work it up the far side. Here is Newhouse with some help on the off wing. He's just going to chip it down and try to gain possession there. Get a little help from his friend there as Carter Rook crashes the net for the Red Knights.
You know, I noticed Frommer on some of Moorhead's scores this year, they play really well on their home rink, and their 2 losses have come on the road, I believe.
And here, yes, absolutely. Oh, there's a beautiful wrist chop just fired on by Johnny Austin. That time almost goes high. Nice blocker side save. Definitely a time of possession advantage this time for Moorhead, as Borgen will sweep it around to the near side. Back to Borgen, behind his net, the junior. Right out front as he swings it, and unfortunately unable to hit anybody, and I think we're going to have an icing called. So
yeah, they haven't. They've had a couple icings against them. They came out early, but they haven't done much since those first few shifts Moorhead. So yeah, Benilde looking really strong.
Both teams are going to play tomorrow too on Saturday, so I think that's one of the reasons you're seeing a lot of third and potentially some of the fourth lines getting some mix in there. Here is the fourth line again with Duda out there for Benilde, being matched with Meyer out there. And Benilde able to win the draw there at number 19 for them. That's Risto, who's mixed up on that play. Risto out there.
This line's banging quite a bit here. They're not passing up a hit for Benilde's line here.
Yep, looks like actually what's happened here is Augie Moore has been moved off that third unit, and they put Duda up with it. So Duda took Moore's position there. Back into the Red Knight zone, and I believe that's Austin who corrals that there and able to work it out. Possible 2-on-1 situation. Make it a 2-on-1 backdoor play.
Beautiful.
Meyer to his friend, back to Meyer, and he finishes. And what a second goal already of the period by Nate Meyer, the senior.
Is that sharing the puck?
Boy, and you talk about that third unit coming through. That is Nate Meyer's second goal, his 5th of the season. As you see 28 there receiving the pass. Little backhand effort here to get it to his...
Puts the brakes on, slides it over, and look at this. Most guys would shoot, and that slides it back over. Was that Meyer sliding it over to Duda?
Yeah, Paulie, I don't know if we can go to I don't know if you can slow down that replay again one more time here. I didn't catch the number of the gentleman here on the top of the screen. That's 19. That's Ristow, who's going to get the assist now.
Sliding it over to Meyer.
Yes.
Now, Meyer's a pretty big kid. He's a senior, huh?
Yeah, he had 3 goals and 2 assists going into the game. As Ken Paulie, got to be pleased with the effort, the strength, and the.
Yeah.
When you get 2 goals in the first period out of that third unit, and Ristow, Meyer, and Moore were the third unit for Benilde. Moore has been moved down, it looks like, this game, but I'll tell you what, there's plenty of offensive effort as Meyer with speed, the senior, backhand, forehand, passes it over to Ristow, a little give and go. And
yeah, that looks like a down at the park play right there. Real nice hockey sense.
That's the kind of thing that used to happen over at Cedar Manor Park back in the day, back in the late 70s, early 70s.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's down at the park, they're not keeping track of who puts the goals in, so everyone's sharing the puck. Moorhead took a timeout here, though, Frommer.
Yes, understandably. You almost never see that in the first period.
Right.
Spuds, again, are going to play tomorrow at Centennial as they come down for the weekend. And Benilde, I believe, is hosting Duluth Marshall here tomorrow. So both teams with 2 games in less than 20 hours. So we'll see if they continue to rotate. Here's the Noss Fleming Jungles line out there for Benilde, matched up with Holtgrew, Hurt, and Skefty. And here is Nick Austin, sophomore, chipping it off the plexiglass.
During the timeout, Frommer, Coach Paulie from Benilde was pretty adamant about keeping the intensity up for his team here.
Yeah,
he likes it. He doesn't want to see them lose any of that intensity they've got.
Yeah, absolutely. Benilde trying to battle against Moorhead in their own zone here, not able to get it out. Oh, a penalty going to be whistled that time, I believe, on Johnny Austin for a high stick as one of the Spud players went crashing to the ice that time, John.
Cross check, okay.
Yep, that's going to be whistled on the senior Johnny Austin, number 4.
So Moorhead's going to get a little PP action here.
Yeah.
See how their power play is now. Earlier we were looking their stats over. Moorhead has got a 60%.
Yes,
power play right now.
68% on the year, 9 out of 13. Benilde is killing at an excellent rate as well. They're killing at over 80%. But this is going to be what the doctor ordered for their first unit here. Off the face-off win, Benilde able to get that and whack it all the way down here. For the Red Knights on the kill this time, you've got Caskey out there with Carter Rue at the forward positions. And then defensively, you've got Newhouse out there with Jack Lawton.
And I know this power play is backed up by a couple of really good defensemen for Moorhead, but so far they haven't gotten the puck on their stick much yet.
Yeah, that's Maynard and Borgen out there defensively for them. Oh, another goal on a bad bounce behind the net, and not at all what Jacob Dittmer wanted, and a real cheapie that time, and that is going to be Mark Caskey corralling the shorthanded goal at 6:42. I don't know if we have a chance to go to that quickly, but an absolute unreal play in terms of Dittmer comes way out of the net to play it. He stops it, and then he tries to play it behind the net, and he banks it shortly off to his own goal. So an unassisted goal for Caskey. And
the goaltender could be more used to the banks up at the Moorhead rink. I mean, that was a pretty sharp angle that puck came back off at.
Yeah. And, he banked it off the short wall there. So a shorthanded goal by Caskey, 4-0 early on here. We'll see if Moorhead, along with Skefty out there, operating behind the Red Knight zone. So back to Hurt.
Benilde is used to playing with this kind of lead. This isn't anything that they get too frazzled about, but like I say, I think Coach Paulie wants to keep them focused on playing hard like they have been. It looks like they're using a diamond to kill this penalty.
Yeah.
Diamond.
Yeah. Noss at the top of the diamond, Heimbold at the back, and then 2 guys on the wing, as John's explaining there. Noss out there on the change as the Benilde first unit. Oh, one of the Moorhead players right out front, unable to get it to Skefty, who was wide open in front of the Red Knight.
Yep, the leading scorer for Moorhead. Hurt was out there.
Excuse me, yeah.
He was out there waiting for the pass.
Just 5:48 remaining in the first stanza here. If you just joined us here on ParkTV, 4 early goals, including a backhand. Oh, puck redirected in front, and nice job by the goaltender Bischel, able to hold his own there. Behind the Red Knight Zet, here's Green behind the net, unable to hold that in, is the defenseman Maynard. And the Red Knights are going to be able to finish their change. Only 10 seconds remaining in the power play. Maynard back to his partner defensively there. Puck whacked over to Hardy. Taken away by Rue, who's taken down. No call on Carter Rue that time, and another takedown. That one also going to be ignored. So
that's
what's good for the goose is good for the gander, I guess.
Yeah, that's a A no call on both ways there.
Or no, is he? Or wait a minute. Yeah, he's just going to get the
puck. Looking for a puck, okay.
You don't often see two trips within about 5 seconds of each other that are waved off. Let's take a look here at Maynard on the rush here. Heimbolt going to hold him. And then a beautiful try at a redirect that time by Green, the junior, able to whack it there.
They're doing everything right. They just aren't connecting right now, Moorhead.
Yep. And we should mention Moorhead making a change in net as Austin Klavivold, 31 in net, the goaltender. Klavavog in net now for
And he's
Moorhead.
A senior.
Senior goaltender, yes.
Okay. That I thought might be coming with that many in the first period.
Right, and the last one, Jacob was a little bit tentative on whether he wanted to go up the plexiglass, up the near wall, or behind his net. And when he backhanded it, even though it did get a bad bounce, he didn't have a lot of authority on moving that around. So,
and as a coach, you have your timeout in your arsenal, and you have, I think part of the goalie switch was the coach telling the team, "Hey, we got to support our goalie here, and we're not going to blame it on the goalie."
And sometimes it's not even always the goalie's fault, but sometimes you just got to figure out what am I going to do to generate some emotion and aggressiveness.
Exactly.
Face off at center ice here is Augie Moore in the fourth unit. Augie Moore mixing and matching. Now Augie Moore's out there centering Ristow and Meyer. So
they might be alternating centers, and if someone played in the JV game, you can only play a couple periods maybe.
Yeah, you got four periods a night, exactly.
There might be a little bit of that going on too.
Yep, I know back in the day, I'm sure St. Louis Park used you in the first period of the JV game to get 5 or 6 goals and then 3 periods of the varsity game. So,
well, I wish that was the story, Frommer, but I don't know how I ended up in the varsity. I think I just snuck in the locker room.
Heimbolt battling on the sidewall here. Here's Moore for the Red Knights with the puck. Here's Ristow with that assist earlier on that play behind the Moorhead net. Ristow able to hold possession for the sophomore. Whack it out front. Held again. Benilde able to take that off the stick of Maynard and hold the zone here.
Here they come again. It looks like, to me, it looks like Moorhead has got a little bit of the bus leg thing here going on in the first period. They're just not jumping on the puck at all.
Yeah.
At this point.
Little flat-footed.
Yep.
Little tentative. Understandably,
and they'll probably skate that out of them after as the game goes here. I would expect them to have a little more jump.
Nice pass by Jack Lawton as he goes far side to to Jungles, who whacks it all the way around. Noss will bang in that time and try to take it off the stick of Borgen. Borgen, the junior defender, works it up the far wall to Keller. Keller headmans the puck, but not able to do it. We got a hand pass whistled here at the 3:07 mark. John, one thing we should mention, you mentioned it earlier about Moorhead getting off to kind of a slow start. First 7 games of the season for the Spuds, they had only scored 3 goals in the first period. 11 in the second, 14 in the third. They had been outscored 6-3 in the first period. So
we have some fireworks left, huh?
Yeah, maybe something Coach Ammerman will.
I think so.
Try to work on as the season goes.
They will not. I know Moorhead. They will not lay down in this. They'll keep coming. They're a very hard-nosed program up there.
Yeah, as we mentioned, 14 state appearances since '92 for the Spuds. Bam! Slap shot on net by Austin. Rebound. Put out front. Jungles with a shot again blocked. Austin, we saw him a lot at Blake a couple years ago before Noss and Austin came over from Blake, and what a skilled blue liner that senior is.
Yeah, they were doing it at the Class A level back then, and now they're doing it at Class AA. They look a lot like they did a couple years ago. They know where each other is all the time on the rink.
There's the hail line. We should mention Noss with that goal earlier today. That's his 176th point of his career.
Wow.
As he did play at Blake in 9th and 10th grade. He's gonna, by the time he's all said and done, he'll probably be well over the 200-point mark and in the top 10 all-time of high school league scoring. Here's a wrister on net, and a nice job that time by the goaltender, Austin Klavavog, making the save that time. Again, Benilde operating almost like a power play sequentially here. Here's Newhouse's wrist shot. Hits off Klavavog's stick and off the plexiglass. But again, the Red Knights operating like a precision doctor out there operating.
They are coming hard, yeah.
Boy, they're just operating almost like a small college team as a stick goes flying 15 feet in the air off of a check that time. Wow. And Zach Hale with a breakaway opportunity. He's got Rue with him. Rue and Hale, and wisely.
His line is buzzing.
Yeah, boy, talk about pressure by that second unit for the Red Knights. They are absolutely fired up, and maybe the third period of that game against Maple Grove, losing that 3-goal lead, and then, even though they didn't win it in overtime, they came hard in that overtime against Maple Grove on Tuesday.
They're not used to, not winning in this building.
No.
I think they take a lot of pride in winning here. And you could see it in that third period, and it has carried over. I think they had a couple tough practices this week, huh?
Oh, you think so? Yeah,
hammering that point home.
Right.
So they're looking really good.
Johnny Austin and his brother Nick back on the top of the diamond. Nick, as a penalty is going to be whistled here on the Spuds. Delayed penalty going to be whistled. And
yeah, I think there's an interference in front of the nets. Someone went down hard from Benilde.
So with 1:38 remaining, not the absolute worst possible thing for the Spuds. Another Red Knight power play here. As we'll see who gets the gate for the Spuds. It looks like it's going to be number 23, John? Is that
23, that's right.
Okay, we got Eli Johnson, the sophomore blue liner. There you see, look at Nick Austin rifles it on net, a beautiful block shot. But
someone will be going down hard. Oh, it's out of the camera, okay.
Here's Nas back at the point. This time Nas worked with some friends down low, back to Hale. Weak side to Jungles. His shot just caroms off the goaltender.
Great save by
Clavavold, yes.
Cavalog, or yeah, how do you?
I think it's Cavalvog, yeah.
Cavalvog, all right.
And here's Nas again, wide open shot.
Austin, AK we can call him.
Yeah, and here's Hurt with some speed here, 1-on-3 here. We'll see what Austin does. He did play in the USHL in the fall here. Taken away by Rue a little. Oh, and he's going to get saddled with a slash right there. So Aaron Hurt going to get whistled for a
frustrations showing here from her.
Another penalty coming on Moorhead. The puck is taken by Hurt that time, and he could definitely got a slash on Rue that time. You could see that from a mile away.
You could, and unfortunately, he was only about 10 feet from the referee. And they're not going to let him get away with that, 10 feet away from the ref.
Right, and there you see Hurt joining his teammate in there. We mentioned he was a USHL product in the fall.
Here it comes right here from her.
He loses the puck to Rue, and then he's frustrated, and he two-hands him right up here.
Got
almost
up close to the neck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little frustration. So with 50 seconds remaining in the first period, a two-man advantage for the rest of the period.
Not the best way to try to get back in the game from her. A 5-on-3 against a great power play here.
Johnny Austin back out there, back to Johnny at the top of the umbrella. Weak side, crossed ice pass. Ooh.
Wow.
What a save that time.
AK is up to the challenge so far here.
That was a save of the game right there on that beautiful pass by Austin down low, and I think that was to Carter Rue.
That was just about like a professional tip here.
Yeah, watch this, fans. Boom. And he got that glove over in a 1/10 of a second, also shifted his weight right to left here. 30 seconds remaining in the first period. Nas on the 5-on-3 over to Austin. Austin back to Nas, top of the umbrella, weak side. Got some help from Jungles there. Nas over to Austin. Austin down low with Rue. Rue out front. Taken away momentarily, and that'll be pushed all the way down with 12 seconds remaining. We'll see if Benilde has time for one more rush on the period here.
Have to be a quick one.
And it's 5 seconds remaining. Here is Austin. Just going to throw it in on net, and the save is made. Puck falls harmlessly to the side. And that's going to do it here. It's still 5-on-3 as we go into the second period for 22 seconds, but 4 first period goals. 2 of them by the... Take a listen for the shots on goal, John.
Go ahead, I will.
Nate Meyer with 2 goals. 18-4 in favor of the Red Knights. First period shots, once again, 18-4. 4 first period goals. That young man, not a lot of work in the Red Knight net. Once again, if you just joined us, Moorhead and Benilde, 2 of the more esteemed, recognized programs in the state. This game is live tonight on Friday on ParkTV.org. ParkTV.org. An absolute beautiful opportunity, as you see Ken Pauley, the veteran coach, directing, seeing some things he did and didn't like out there, and making sure that he makes it.
Benilde fans are cheering on their men.
So we're going to step away momentarily here, but make sure you tell your friends if you're watching this game live right now.
We just got a text on our text line here.
Oh,
someone in Moorhead watching. My brother Danny's watching up in Moorhead.
Yeah, and let anybody know if you're in the Fargo-Moorhead area or up that way and you want to just tune in. St. Louis Park Cable does have the high-def cameras. You can buy a copy of tonight's game, whether you're a Benilde or Moorhead fan or just want to break down of the game. Paulie, why don't you put up the graphic for how people can get a copy of today's game? You can go to ParkTV.org, as we mentioned, to not only watch live tonight on Channel 16, but if you want to watch the replay of this game in a high-def format, Paul will probably have up on Monday, because of the weekend, the replay times, and you can watch on demand, which is the best invention of mankind. I mean, you can watch it whenever you want by going to the YouTube channel the city has, and
right.
I think Paul's got over 75, 80 games up there in different sports. So, and you can also call that number if you want to provide any feedback on the announcing crew, the quality of the camera work, and or improvements that you'd like to see in the broadcasts. We hope it's nothing but positivity, but we can never be sure. So, I am John Fromm, a St. Louis Park grad and alumnus. My son was a goaltender here for the Orioles.
A great goaltender.
And John, well, thank you. And John, of course, one of the Passolt brothers, of which there were 6 of them that came through the program. John also had a boy who played at Park and is doing well up at Maple Grove, and has a bright future to play hockey after his high school career as well.
Well, we hope so. You know, we always loved the rink, you know, being at the rink Frommer. We loved being in the outdoor rinks, and then when they built this in 1972, we loved being here, and you know, all 6 boys played hockey, and it was a nice way to stay out of the house and kept our mother more sane. Kept
your mama, and your parents still live off of Cavell Avenue there over by Minneapolis Golf Club. I know, really a beautiful area. A lot of people think that's a gated community over there off of Minneapolis Golf Club. Just want to let you know, no, not a gated community. You can actually drive back there. You don't need a special permit to get in, like, what's that area in Chanhassen where Nicholas, anyway.
Bear Path.
Bear Path.
Bear Path Golf Club.
Yes, exactly. We should mention, too, actually this might be a good time to do this. This week, Benilde St. Margaret's is hosting the St. Louis Park, what they call the St. Louis Park Benilde St. Margaret's Hockey Tournament. It'll start this Thursday, December 26th. And John, I know Maple Grove is playing the first game of the day they're playing Thursday, Friday, Saturday here at the Rec Center. The varsity's on the West Rink where we are tonight, and then the JV will play on the East Rink. You got 4 games on each rink all day long. Here's some of the teams if you are a big hockey fan in the St. Louis Park area and just want to get out and see. I think it's $8 or $10 to see the games, and really what a value. It looks. Why don't you give us a little feedback on who you think's the favorite this weekend? It looks like opening the tournament on Thursday at noon, Eden Prairie takes on Lakeville North.
Well, you know, Frommer, Eden Prairie is really got a strong team. They're undefeated right now, and Maple Grove, which I'm used to seeing, my son plays at Maple Grove. We played Elk River, and I thought Elk River was really a top-notch team. We lost. Maple Grove lost to them, and Eden Prairie just beat Elk River last night. So I would look at Eden Prairie being the favorite in that game. I know a little bit about Lakeville North. They have some elite league players on their team, but Eden Prairie has got 3 strong lines.
That Spinner is a fantastic player.
Some great goaltending,
right.
And some D1. 2 guys I know are committed to go Division I off that team. So I think they'd be the favorite in that game.
And talk about the second game on Thursday. You don't often hear this as you take a look at the display case. A conference game in the Northwest Suburban this Thursday at 2:30. And also the 2 big powers in Section 4 AA. The Blaine Bengals play a team called the Maple Grove Crimson at 2:30. But it's a conference game, which is kind of a unique thing, too.
Right. I know this is one of the hugest rivalries up in the Northwest Metro section, and Blaine is loaded with a lot of seniors, a lot of great scorers, people that have played Elite League. They were favored #1 in the state early, and I think they lost to a Class A East Grand Forks right up there.
Yeah, last Friday.
Right
3-1
from up north. So that set them back a little bit, but Blaine and Maple Grove always bring it. It's kind of like an Edina Eden Prairie rivalry up there.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a tough game. I think it's going to come down to who the hot goaltender is, really.
Well, and McKinney for Maple Grove has been exceptional this season, the 3 times I've seen him. So if that's the case, you might have to tip your hat to the Crimson.
I'd like to. I'm going to favor Blaine, though.
Okay.
So Maple Grove has got something to work for.
Right.
But that's going to be a great game.
Absolutely. That's game 2. And then the third game, the team we're seeing today, Moorhead, going to really have a tough battle as well, as they're going to lock horns with Wayzata at 5 p.m. here on Thursday. Irregardless of what happens the rest of the game today, good experience for the Spuds to be on this rink, get used to the locker rooms, the whole setup, and you can imagine they're going to really be fired up to take out the Trojans.
Well, you're right. That's where I'm used to seeing Moorhead. Is Moorhead comes down here and plays in this tournament, and I've seen him a couple of years. In the past 3 years, I've seen them a couple times, and they play so tough down here in that tournament.
Oh yeah.
So that will be a really good game, and I think they'll have their speed level up by then, getting used to the speed here. However, I would say that Wayzata, again, Maple Grove played Wayzata the first game of the year, and Wayzata moves the puck real nicely. Fantastic goaltending again. Yep. And they're a fairly older team, you know, with a lot of seniors. They went to the state tournament last year. They've got quite a few guys back. They really share the puck nicely. I think they fired about 40 shots on our Maple Grove goalie, and without a hot goalie that game, they would have pulled away from us. So I would have to give the nod to Wayzata Trojans in that game at this point.
And then before we talk about the last game of the night, there you see a shot of number 13, Jack Jablonski's jersey number, which has been retired here at the rec center. Not sure if Jack is here today, but we did see him the other day on Thursday, and I just want to let everybody know it was 2 years ago during that holiday tournament that Jack did suffer his injury. We've heard nothing but small incremental steps of positivity in his recovery, and I know a lot of improvements to the house that have made it easy for him to operate and work the elevator up and down, and the physical therapy. And there you see some of the new additions here to the rec center. If you're a Benilde fan, they've put up some monuments to their 3 state championships in '99 and '01 in the Class A realm. And in 2012, just 2 years ago, when Grant Bessie put 5 away for the Red Knights. One thing I always remember for that '99 team, they only lost 2 games, but one of those games I was at, it was a holiday game when it was the Battle of the Rec Center. St. Louis Park and Benilde played, and St. Louis Park was pretty outshot that game by Benilde, but they won in the Blake tournament. That was one of only 2 Red Knight losses that year, and then they obviously just steamrolled everybody on their way to the tournament. So that's kind of a nice display, and really some of the nice things that the St. Louis Park crew, led by yourself, has put up in terms of improvements to the rec center. If you haven't been over here in a while up on the West Rink, there's really a lot of nice stuff to occupy your time in between periods too.
There is, you know, there were a lot of blank walls up here. Right. There were a lot of walls, just white painted walls, and so Benilde and St. Louis Park have filled them up now with some wall of fames and such. And Benilde's added a nice wall of fame over here for quite a few of their players. Yeah. Just off to the side here, too. I really like it. And we should to mention the last game of the day. Then the host team, the Red Knights, will play at 7:30 against Jefferson. And you can imagine Benilde hoping that Wayzata wins the 5 o'clock. They can win the 7:30, so a rematch of last year's section finals. Benilde and Wayzata, I bet you that's who they're hoping for in the semifinals. Again, that tournament this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, the 26th through the 28th here at the Rec Center. If you do get a chance to come on out, please do. John, anything else you want to add before we were going to step away for an intermission break, but I don't know if we really ran into much time to do that. So if you need to take a break, go ahead. And you know, maybe I will. Maybe would you like a cup of coffee or something?
Yeah, that sounds good.
I'll grab us a cup of coffee and we'll get ready here. I think Moorhead, you know, they're going to have to kill this penalty off, but then after this 5-on-3, I think we're going to see a different Moorhead team. I'm thinking that they're going to, you know, they're used to coming back, whatever they're down, so this should be interesting, Frommer. Yeah, and we should mention to start the second period, the Spuds will have to be, have 22 seconds left to kill off of a 5-on-3 advantage. If you just joined us here on ParkTV.org, this game being broadcast live throughout the world on ParkTV.org. If you've got some friends up in the Moorhead area or even Benilde or St. Louis Park fans outstate that might want to watch this live on Friday night. And this game will be replayed at different times on Park TV. And we will have a big, this is our first Benilde boys game of the year. I think we're doing a couple others against St. Thomas Academy. And I know we're doing the St. Louis Park versus Minnehaha boys game on Friday, January 3rd. The Orioles off to a really nice 3-2 start on the season. And in case you didn't hear, sophomore goaltender Connor Clares for the Orioles
who has just been a stalwart at the youth level at both Pee-wees and Bantams, named the CARE 11 Athlete of the Week. CARE 11 Athlete of the Week, Connor Clares, the St. Louis Park goalie, who had 107, I believe, consecutive saves as the Orioles won 3 games in the last week and a half. So shout out to the Orioles under new head coach Terry Keesley, longtime St. Louis Park coach in the area, whose both son and daughter played here. So get on out to the rec center as both teams are home here. The other thing I was going to mention too, Benilde found out this week, if you're a Red Knight fan and you really like to see outdoor hockey, Saturday, January 11th, Benilde was asked to play Minnetonka at TCF Bank Stadium, the Gopher football facility. They will be playing Minnetonka at 12:30 that day, part of 5 different high school games that'll go on Saturday, January 11th. That's Saturday, January 11th. I think Jefferson's also playing that day. Cretin is playing White Bear Lake, Egan and Eastview. You can call the Minnesota Gophers at 612-624-8080. 612-624-8080 if you want to get tickets. I believe they're $12, or if you go through one of the participating schools, they're only $10. So if you can't get down to see the Gophers play Ohio State on January 17th, make sure you make it down the Saturday before, as Benilde will join 9 other high school teams in testing out the first ever outdoor daytime program at TCF Bank Stadium. So I know Coach Pauly was excited about that. Red Knights and Spuds back to start the second period. As there you take a look at Ken Pauly in his 28th season of coaching overall. He just got his 400th win behind the Benilde bench just a couple weeks ago. His career record now 403, 192, and 24. And he's ably assisted by long-term assistants Tom Klein, who was a Minnetonka coach forever, and John Russo. And recently, Troy Riddle last year, I believe, joined the staff, the former Gopher, and who led Benilde to their 99 state title and had a great career with the Gophers and in the minors. So 5-on-3 to start the second period here. Red Knights win the draw off the face-off. And here is Newhouse operating over to Johnny Austin, who just whacks it in. And Borgen will go behind his net and pick that puck up and go high off the glass, but not able to break it out that time. Nass back to Johnny Austin. Austin top of the umbrella. Over to Newhouse, near side. Works it down low that time to Jungles. Back to Newhouse. Slap shot fanned on momentarily, and one of the skaters will be back. So 5-on-4 now for 40 seconds for Benilde. Backhand pass to Nass. Nass has Rue down low and Jungles on the other side. Here is Rue. Goes weak side to Nass. Backhand attempt thrown. Oh, got a stick on it that time. Follow up that time, and a no goal, even though Carter Rue was able to knock that in. Net comes off its moorings, and even though Nass and Rue and a cast of others, Jungles operated, is here Nass is going to backhand that, follow the rebound. And I'm not sure. Oh, it looks like as Jungles went towards the near side here, the net came off its moorings as Jungles was checked into it. So 28 seconds remaining in the power play. Austin over to Newhouse, back to Johnny Austin. Wrist shot on net. Oh, Nass able to get a stick on that redirect, taken away momentarily, but a nice job by Jungles, able to hold that in on an aggressive forecheck. Jungles, the junior winger out there, tries to receive a back pass from teammate Carter Rue. Rue cross ring pass, not able to hit. Newhouse. Brister on net and a redirect, and a beautiful tip that time. And that is Carter Rue, whose family is used to scoring. Rue knocks in his 9th goal of the year here at 15:50. Technically not a power play goal, but I'll tell you what, that was a beautiful tip on the shot that time by Johnny Austin at the top of the point. And Benilde, with Chase Jungles holding the puck in earlier, is able to work into a 5-0 advantage early on, and both teams will be at full strength here. So Holtgrew, Hurt, and Skefty out there for Moorhead to take the draw this time. And here is Moore, Bristow, and Meyer countering for the Red Knights. Erickson defensively for the Spuds out there with Johnson. Johnson able to whack it down low, and Skefty gonna go around the far end of the net and just hold it in this time. Here's Heimbold. Near side, able to push it cross ice. It's taken away that time by Hurt. Hurt with some speed. Pinched off by Jack Lawton on the far boards that time, and then wheeled around behind the net. Back down low, see if the Spuds can cycle it. Indeed they do, but unfortunately for them, Hurt not able to get a stick on that. Held in by Johnson. Johnson, Skefty battling on the far wall there. Again, tries to back check. Taking off the puck momentarily, and the Spuds will try to regroup at center ice. But Meyer going to whack that in as the Red Knights are going to change on the fly here. If you just joined us, 4 first period goals for the Red Knights, and then an early second period goal on a beautiful tip have made it a 5-0 margin early on. I'm John Fromm along with John Passolt here at the Rec Center. If you just joined us, this game live on ParkTV, and here's another break for the Red Knights. Forehand, backhand, nothing going, and Zach Hale going to pass that out front. Here's Nicholas Austin. Nicholas with a low shot on net and a nice job that time. Good effort again that time by Rue and company out there. That Rue, Hale, Kasky line also doing some nice work.
Benilde's still coming hard at them, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Boy, they really are. They had, what do we say, 18-4 shot advantage, and that was really indicative of the score of the game early on as well.
I heard Carter Rule got the goal.
He did. His 9th of the year.
Okay.
Beautiful tip off of Johnny Austin's shot at the top of the umbrella.
Yeah. That power play.
There's Zach Hale. Zach Hale off a one-time shot there as Rue tried to give it up to him. You know, Rue's brother, Johnny, as we talked about, was TJ Rue, who just graduated from Totino last year. He, I believe, finishes the 4th leading scorer in the history of the state with almost 250 points, and Carter played with him for 2 years there. Another opportunity and a puck back in front, back, and Johnny Austin shot it that time, not able to get a stick on it was Matt Kasky. But that Kasky-Hale line out there again with Rue, and here is Hale. The cycling has been so impressive in the corners, and the aggressive tone of the forecheck, John.
Yeah.
And Hale's going to get one there for charging, so here's a delayed penalty going to be whistled. But even on that sequence, Hale with an aggressive forecheck.
Yeah, they're just coming hard here. Let's see. I didn't see the penalty here. It's out of the camera.
Well, he's going to swoop back down here, and the puck's going to go to 27. I think he gets rid of it.
You know, it was a pretty good hit. Usually on charging, you have to be taking steps.
Yeah.
He was gliding, but
maybe they got him for finishing high too.
That could be, or a hit
towards the helmet.
Head.
You know,
any hits to the head, they're really calling that close in the last couple of years.
You probably would have wanted that called on Josh if he was the recipient, right? Send that guy to the sin bin. Send him to the sin bin.
Except I'm not used to seeing Zach Hale get penalties.
Yeah.
You know, Zach Hale.
Well, he was really feisty about that after not finishing that one-time attempt. Rue had set him up right in the slot. So
I think his father Todd gave him a little pep talk before the game here. He's really going hard tonight.
Yeah,
it's great to see.
Spud's not able to hold it in on the power play here. Here is Borgen out there defensively. Their #1 unit, Borgen and Maynard on the blue line out there. Here is Hertz circling as well. Holtgrew and Skefty. So the top 5 players for the Spuds out there. And here is Borgen, the big blue line, are going to whack it in. And the Spuds going to play a little dump and chase. But Newhouse tries to get it out with speed, not able to do so. Wrist shot partially blocked that time.
Benilde's getting in the way. They're blocking shots. They're making it tough to enter their zone with that diamond defense that they're putting up on the penalty kill.
And if you're Mr. Bischel in net as only a 14-year-old freshman, you got to like the margin here. 2-on-1. Here is Nas on his own now. Wrist shot. Oh, he water bottles it. What a wrist shot that time. He goes high and just barely underneath the crossbar.
He looks like a lot like his predecessor, the scoring leader from Benilde, Mr. Bessie there. He lets that puck go while he's still skating in stride. A lot of goaltenders are used to seeing guys stop their stride, but he hits this thing.
Boy, and that thing, as you see the water bottle pump, that thing was a beautiful shot. And you know, the goalie's out at a relatively decent angle. He's you know, you don't want to be out too far, but nothing he can do. There's Nas's second of the game, and he's got 12 on the season now too.
You know, both of Moorhead's goaltenders, Frommer, they look a little smaller than most goaltenders. You know, they maybe look like about 5'8", 5'9", something like that.
And then if you're smaller, and if you do go down a lot, if you use that butterfly style, it's really problematic. I know a lot of times, you know, my son was a butterfly goalie at 6'1", and he would have never worked if he was 5'8". Now, not to say that these guys are butterfly style, because they're not, but that was just a great top shelf wrister here.
And Benilde's mission here, I mean, everything they're throwing at that goalie is high too.
I'll tell you, you know, after seeing, I only saw Benilde one other time this year, and I'll tell you, even whatever the practices were Wednesday and Thursday, the message was received by
spirited.
Yes, the message was received, and there's been no let up with one goal and then a shorthanded goal here in the second. Long cross ring pass picked off by Jack Lawton that time for the Red Knights and just pushed on in. And in case you recognize that last name Lawton, that is indeed the son of Brian Lawton, former first overall draft pick in the NHL by the North Stars in '83, who's an NHL agent. His son Jack Lawton out there for the Red Knights.
And a lot of people, you know, say, oh, Brian Lawton, he didn't, you know, have that great a career. You know, if you really look at his stats, he had a real solid NHL career. He played, I think, for about 15 seasons.
Yeah, it was pretty.
And he got over 500 points.
Right.
So, you know, I think they're, you know, he didn't get 1,000 points or something like, you know, but he had a real solid NHL career.
Duda with a nice opportunity that time for the Red Knights, not able to convert. Puck going to waddle on down, and an icing going to be whistled here at the 10:55 mark. I talked a little bit about Coach Pauly's background. We haven't talked about Johnny Ammerman, the head coach for Moorhead, but he's in the third year running the Spuds ship, and he's a 2005 Moorhead grad. I don't know if you remember him, but when I talked to him, I remembered the name, and then I couldn't place where he played after high school. Indeed, he was. He was a Husky. He played at St. Cloud State, followed your brother's footsteps up there.
Did he play for Herb Brooks up there?
No, he just played in '06 to 2010 up there, so just relatively recently.
Oh, okay. He's a young guy then.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. Everybody's young compared to you and me, I think. But and he's ably assisted by Sean Birdie, who also played at North Dakota, and then Terry Kunkel, who's played it as an assistant coach at Colorado College for 8 years, and he's on the Moorhead staff.
Well, the hitting continues here.
Here's a break for the Spuds this time. Possible 1-on-3 situation, and a nice step up that time. I don't know if that was Newhouse who got a hand on it. We got a 3-on-1 here, 2-on-1, and no offside call. Break that time. Close. I thought Kasky had almost a breakaway. Here's Newhouse, cross the ring pass this time. Look, Meyer looking for the hat trick for Benilde. Meyer again, he's going to wrist it on net, going to hit somebody's shin pads, but Newhouse able to hold it in this time.
Is this a new line combination again?
No, well, because they've got I don't know. Maybe they didn't finish the change. Yeah, they didn't finish the change because Meyer had been playing on that third unit. So we see a lot of different units out here. The Odegaard Hardy green line for Moorhead out there, and off the change here, Skeffy steps on the ice, but not able to get a stick on it this time. So
I'll tell you, to me it looks, you know, Benilde really plays nice position hockey. Frommer. You know, they're one of those teams, you know, Naas and Newhouse have got a lot of points, and the Carter Rue.
Yep.
They have some scorers, but for the most part, almost every line looks identical out there. They play position real well. They come at you hard, and I think they've got Moorhead a bit frazzled trying to get up the lanes of the rink here.
And when they have that mindset to put the hard hat on and go to work and play the aggressive forecheck and just have that mentality that we're not going to be outworked no matter what, that's really a rough recipe for most teams in the state.
Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of the teams of the past few years, you know, they've had their superstars on there. How you doing? Hey, Alec Bear, all right. The former Red Knight.
Former Red Knight in the Western League?
Yes, sir.
Just back for a little break?
Yeah.
Just back for a break. All right. Early on here, as break here now as Aaron Hurt going to break the zone for.
Thanks. I heard you were here.
Little break this time, and Hurt going to get a redirect on net, and that was Keller who redirects it under the net here. He'll step up this time by Gilmore, but he's not able to hold it in for Moorhead. Wheeled around, and Erickson going to work it off the glass this time, but not break it out. Taken away by Naas again, going for the Hattie. Oh, taken off his stick, followed by Jungles and shot right into him. Naas going for the hat trick, but Jungles wisely followed that cleanly right to the net. And Chase Jungles, who's almost a junior. Nice work by Fleming. We haven't mentioned his name much, but he won that battle. And a nice poke check. Yeah, nice toe drag. Nice check as well on the back check by 22 Gilmore, because he took that off of Naas's stick. Otherwise, Naas was operating alone from 2 feet.
I think he tried to toe drag that, double toe drag there. He's very crafty with the puck, Mr. Naas.
Yep, and here's Keller going to just whack it in, and at the 8th, we're about halfway through the second here. That young man hasn't had a lot of work, but when I took a look at his bio, you know, I knew he started the season as a junior varsity, one of their 2 goalies. He played Bantam A last year, and he's just a July of '99 birthday, so he only turned 14. One of the younger kids you're going to see in the state, but nice for him to be able to ease into some of these games. He was tested a lot in the second and third period against Maple Grove the other night, though.
Right. Benilde always, they seem to come up with, I think that this goaltender's from the Wyzetta program, right?
Correct, yeah.
They'll have good competition in net coming up, I'm sure, in the next couple of years. So
Maynard defensively trying to take one of the Red Knight players off the puck this time. Here's number 5 for Benilde. That's Jack Sims getting some ice time. Sims out there in the 4th unit for Benilde.
It's amazing, Frommer, a lot of the teams this early, it's still very early in the year. Here's a replay on that spin around.
Jacob Holmer is also getting some ice time with Duda and Sims out there, the 4th unit. Go ahead, John.
But real early in the year here, even a 6, you see a score like this early in the year, and a lot of teams are just trying to figure out who their role players are, what role they're going to play.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and it's nice, too, for both, irregardless of the outcome tonight, if you're a Spuds fan, they got another game in 15, 18 hours, and I have a feeling Coach Ameren won't have any problem motivating those young men to perform at a high level tomorrow against Centennial. Yep. And you can bet they will. I mean, you talked before the game about the East Grand Forks Club that played Blaine last Friday night down here, and Blaine was number 1 in AA. EGF, one of the better teams in the state, talent-wise, skill-wise, a lot of size. They take Blaine out 3-1, and then I go watch East Grand the next day against Breck, thinking, wow, this is going to be. And Breck just had their number, and EGF, truthfully, was really sky high emotionally from the win the night before, and was maybe a little flat early on. And
that's tough, playing 2 in a row like that at 2 high-intensity games.
Yeah, exactly. It's right.
Here's a great break for Moorhead here.
2-on-1 with Odegaard. Odegaard wrist shot. Oh, high off the looked like the shoulder area that time.
And here comes Benilde back.
4-on-1 break this time for the Red Knights. Noss in front of the net, and Hale redirect, and Hale's got a goal. Boy, that was
Zach Hale.
Boy, my score sheet's getting a little beat, but at the 7:30 mark, Zach Hale going to get his first goal of the game.
Looks like a Shass here, a shot pass coming up from.
I think that was Koski. I think that was Koski, number 20, who did a nice job, gets another assist. And Zach Hale, I believe that's his first goal of the season.
I think it might be. I know he was injured a few games earlier.
Yeah, so that's got to feel good for Zach, and Koski getting assist. So that'll make it 7-0 here. We're going to have a momentary break. It looks like
the former captain of the Minneapolis Park Bantam A State
third place team, right?
Consolation it was.
Boy, that was a team 3 years ago, not only with Zach Hale, but you had Collins.
I think it was Consolation.
Who was on that team 3 years ago? You had Zach
Collins,
Hale, you had Ryan Collins, Jack Glover, Nathan.
They're both in the U.S.
Even kids like
program
Nathan Hanks and Jake Lucasavage, Kurt Greenbush from Park.
Yeah.
I mean, just Josh Passel.
Peter Heimbold, Henry Johnson, who the goalie is from Breck now.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of talent up there. So
that was a night. That was a fun team too. They played as a team, and Jack Jablonski was on that team. Jack Jablonski scored 50 goals on that team.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance if we saw it.
I didn't see him,
but I'm sure.
I didn't see him.
Take a look at one of the men who was on that team, Peter Heimbold.
Yep, Peter was one of the top scorers.
Peter's a Minneapolis resident, as was Zach Hale and Jablonski. They all live in the Minneapolis side, and
right, and that was a combination of Minneapolis and St. Louis Park Association kids.
We have a minor whistle right now for the Red Knights. Augie Moore going to get saddled with 2 minutes here, so we'll see if anything can happen for the Spuds on the power play here. Back to the point. Operating down low. Spuds top of the circle this time. Working the umbrella at the top. Here's Maynard, number 6. Maynard, weak side this time. Over to Johnson. Back to Maynard. Taken away momentarily, and here's Noss looking for the hat trick. Spencer Noss. Oh, beautiful right to left, and a nice save that time. Is Austin Clavavlog able to stop the shorthanded goal that time?
He looked like Bessie again there. Bessie used to score shorthanded all the time.
Well, he's so fast too, and my son had a chance to play on a team with Spencer 1 year up in St. Cloud, and
it's a nice forward to have on your team, huh?
Nice to have some skills. You know who else was on that team was fun was
Lebowski,
and then the freshman for the Gophers from Maple Grove, who's one of the funnest.
Camerata.
Taylor Camerata, like a surgeon with the puck.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Kind of a.
So
54 seconds remaining. Moorhead not able to gain possession time here, but Green behind the Spud net. Here's Trey Green, the junior, going to rifle it up the boards here. He's got some help out front, and Skefty was wide open. Taken away by Hurt. Hurt with a wrister high off the shoulder. Nice job that time. I tell you, Bishop came out to a nice angle, cut the angle down on Aaron Hurt, the leading scorer for Moorhead here. Here's you take a look at Nass here. Boy, I tell you what, I look at the speed that he's got here.
Away.
Forehand.
Makes a strong move here, coming across. You knew he was going to probably get some lumber.
He hit the, you know what, he got that off the backside of his stick a little bit. If he would have got a little bit more clean on the backhand, he would have not hit the post. But I feel good for the Spuds that it did hit the post.
Right. And they had a great chance coming back. But like you say, Bishop's been up to the test tonight here.
Yeah, he hasn't had much work, but he's had 3 or 4 really nice saves in the second period. And here's Roux going to try to break it out. Nice job that time by the Spuds, able to hold it in. As Carter Roux tried to aggravate one of the Spud players, not able to do so. Borgen behind his own net being harassed by Jungles. Works it up to Hurt. Hurt almost got one earlier. Going to break it right up the middle. Leading scorer for them with a beautiful move on the weak side. Cross ice pass and a beautiful goal by Odegaard that time. Jacob Odegaard finishing the beautiful play on a nice break by Aaron Hurt, and Odegaard at the 4:53 mark lights the lamp for the Spuds, and
just
that was
a great effort
done here.
Look at him take off here. He lost all the defenders here, got around him. Did a nice little saucer.
Yeah, you can see.
Pass.
And you can see why Aaron Hurt was, played in the USHL in the fall and as a senior.
He's got junior league speed, that's for sure.
That's his 15th point of the season, and a nice finish that time by Odegaard. Now, Odegaard playing third line for them. That's his 3rd goal of the year, but that Spud team, they got everybody coming back next year defensively and in the net.
Yeah, he's a pretty big frame. He looks like about 6'2" also.
Yeah, you can see he's got some good wheels with a right-handed shot that time.
Yeah, he's had a few chances tonight.
Here is Odegaard trying to step up to get the puck that time for the Red Knights, not able to do so. Johnson out there defensively for.
So maybe they're doing their little comeback here, huh? They're feeling it a little bit.
Here's Hardy whacking it in, and it is Odegaard chasing after that, not able to get a stick fully on that, and Benilde going to regroup and bust it out quickly on a 3-on-2 this time. Ooh, lining up for a hip check was number 19 Borgen. Tried to get the number of that train that was coming down, and got a
28.
Got a small piece of Nate Meyer, it looked like, Number 5 out there as well for Benilde. We should make sure to mention Jack Sims getting another shift, that 4th unit out there, along with 21 Jacob Holmers and Will Duda.
Right.
I just like that name, Duda. Duda.
Camptown Racetrack, 5 mile long.
Duda.
Now, am I going to be Dandy Don here? Woo!
I know. Paul in the truck telling us that we're really dating ourselves with these references. So.
Monday Night Football,
you
always start singing a song.
If Sims not able to break it out this time for the Red Knights, Newhouse pursuing for Benilde behind their own cage as Lawton's going to whack it up the near side here. And here is Holmers trying to break it out. Jacob Holmers, one of the sophomores for them. We should mention Dylan Hewitt also with a goal and assist as a sophomore, number 14 for the Red Knights. Not suited up today, but I know I had a chance to talk to his mom, Kathy Hewitt, and she was really excited that he got some varsity time earlier in the season. So
they've got a lot of new players in their lineup this year. It's a new look Benilde, and they all look like they're learning the Red Knight way here pretty well.
And several 9th graders on that junior varsity program as well. Austin behind the net to his brother Nick. Nick goes with backhand pass, but stolen away by Skefty. Nick Austin over to Johnny. Johnny got somebody cross rink as he's going to go cross ice that time, but not able to hit Meyer, who they're trying to get either Meyer or Nass for a hat trick. Ooh, Austin with a hard elbow into the boards that time, and good strength by Johnny Austin as he checked out number 10, Zach Holtgrew. Holtgrew really received it, and Holtgrew says, "Where's the number? I got to follow up that check and lay one on."
I think he got the wrong guy.
I think that was a nice check by Austin. Very clean, but very hard.
Yeah, we don't see enough great, hard, clean ones anymore, do ya? You know,
yeah.
They're nice to see.
And it's taken a while after the injuries with the Jablonski situation. I really think it's taken almost 2 years for a lot of time for the coaches to get used to the new rules.
Right.
I'm so glad this year we haven't seen hardly any of the 5-minute majors for checking from behind. At least I haven't. I think I've seen one,
I've seen a couple.
Not anything like last year though, where it was so prevalent.
You know, where I've seen a couple this year from her is not even into the boards. They're calling them
open ice.
Yeah, open ice from behind hits.
Sure.
So
puck wrapped around off the Spud faceoff win. Nice hold that time by Odegaard as they cycle it down behind the Spud net. Worked up the near wall this time, but taken away by Benilde. And here is Nas. Cross-ring pass beautifully to Jungles. Jungles shucking and jiving there on the far side. Works it to the point. Wrister just slightly misses the cage of the net. Worked back to the point. Here is Heimbold.
Heimbold with some patience there.
I like that as Jungles almost got a stick on that cross-ring pass again that time.
They're almost playing keep away with it right now, Frommer.
A lot of nice skate that time. Beautiful work that time by 18.
Here comes Moorhead.
Fleming. 3-on-2. Odegaard is part of the crew there, but nobody home, and Heimbold going to step up and work a 4-on-2. He's got Nas on the weak side.
Nice pass.
Here is Fleming's wrister high off the shoulder. Nice job that time by the goalie coming out to cut that angle down, John. He was a good 10 feet out of the net.
Yeah, he's keeping him in there right now. You know,
he's had the couple of the goals he's had, not a thing he could do about it, but he has made some really nice saves. So
right.
So just 1:05 remaining here in the second period. 4 first period Benilde goals have been added with 3 second period goals, but for the Spuds, a recent goal has cut it to 7-1. Hard slap shot, beautifully laid on net, and a nice pad save that time.
Good redirect there by the goaltender.
Yeah, we've got a
8K. Oh, we're going to get a penalty on Benilde here.
Looks like Carter. Is that Carter? Or no, that's that's Caskey who's talking to the official. Is he going to get it? Oh, he's going to get a trip for swinging his stick around that time.
Okay.
Caskey. Is it Caskey? I apologize.
I think it is Caskey. I think I know his father. I think if he's from Wayzata. Yeah, his father, I think, played at Mankato, Minnesota State Mankato.
Oh, back
in the 80s.
Around your time,
late
or a little
80s,
later?
Later 80s. Yeah, I met him in an alumni game and played some senior hockey with him.
Oh, wrister thrown on net beautifully, and you can see why Will Borgen, the junior elite leaguer with size. So nice face-off win by Skefty right off the draw there. And watch this.
I think Moorhead's getting a little more comfortable. I think this is going to be a pretty good game going forward from here.
Well, and the nice thing too is that they got the last one. They're playing a little more oomph in their step, and they're facing a little bit of a buzzsaw tonight, and a lot of that has nothing to do with any Moorhead doing. It's just over what maybe Ken Pauley and the crew saw Tuesday night in the third in the overtime. So.
Benilde does this to a lot of teams. They have a history of doing this. Even in the state tournament win against Hill Murray a couple years ago, they won 10-1
in the state tournament. Exactly. Wow, nice wrister by Hurt, who we mentioned earlier. Held in a nice job as well that time by Borgen.
Beautiful pass.
Back for play. Nice.
They could have got one.
Was that Johnny Austin went down and stopped that? Nice wrister, again blocked by Benilde.
Benilde's blocking shots. They're still.
Yeah, Johnny Austin might have saved a goal there as.
Did he get in the way of that one?
Yeah, Skefty had a wrist shot from 15 feet straight on. So 3 goals in the second by the Red Knights have pushed the lead to 7-1. Carter Rule getting, I believe that's Carter's 9th of the season at the 15:50 mark right after a power play assisted by Johnny Austin. And then Zach Hale corrals his first of the year on a beautiful redirect. Spencer Noss also scored. And then Odegaard on that beautiful finish on the beautiful play by Hurt as he worked all the way down for the Spuds, and that's going to make it 7-1 after 2 periods. Didn't hear officially the shots on goal. As we mentioned, it was 18-4 in the first period. There you take a look at John Ammerman as he's going to work his way into the Spud locker room. As we mentioned, they play Centennial tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Fans, if you do want to get a copy of tonight's game, and once again, we are live on ParkTV.org, ParkTV.org, Channel 16. Can't say that enough. But if you do want to get a copy, go to ParkTV.org. You can call that number. That's Paul's number, 952-924-2635. If you do have any feedback on the broadcast, things you'd like to see, different elements of the show. We really enjoy bringing these broadcasts to you for St. Louis Park Cable. And if you do want to get a DVD, they're $15, or you can get them for $10 if you buy 3 or more. So if you buy, I know, John, that's something that, I'm sure you'll
How have the DVD sales been going this year?
I don't think, Paul, you've been too busy with the DVD sales, have you, Paul?
So far?
Not really, but I'm sure Paul would enjoy spending his Monday afternoon burning 10 or 15 copies. And at least we can't say that we don't let everybody know that's an option. And you watch these replays, it's put out there well. So we're going to step aside, though, John. I think you and I have earned a nice little break here.
All right.
After 2 here from the Rec Center. Good. Stick with us for the third period. The Red Knights 7, the Spuds from Moorhead 1.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Betty White, and I'd like you to meet my friend here. This is Red. He's a puppy with a very special job to do, to be a guide dog for someone who is blind. Together, they'll travel the world in safety and with confidence. Guide dogs for the blind provide their services free of charge, thanks to the generosity of people like you. Please visit guidedogs.com to learn how to help today.
We are back at the Rec Center for the third period. If you just joined us here on ParkTV, 4 first period Benilde goals were with 3 more added on in the second, have produced a 7-0 lead. The Spuds were able to get one late in the period as Jacob Odegaard put one in. For Benilde, 2 goals on the night for both Spencer Noss and Nate Meyer. Start the third period here, and another minute 10 remaining on the Moorhead power play. They'll see if they can cut into this 7-1 margin.
They've done it before, haven't they, Frommer?
Yep, and we should have running time here until the Spuds cut the margin to 5 through high school league rules. If it's 6 or more in the third period, you're going to have running time. So we'll see if the Spuds can answer out. Here's Hurt on the break, but a beautiful assist in the second period on the goal. Tries to break it in, but unable to do so.
They had lost 7-3 to Holy Family.
A
week or so ago, but
wow.
Yeah.
Surprising to see. We were just commenting, if you just joined us, how Benilde has looked exceedingly sharp even for the Red Knights in terms of their aggressiveness and forecheck, and the Spuds kind of run into a buzzsaw. But we'll see what we can do. Here's Hurt operating top of the circle here.
Good looking power play here.
Here's Borgen, weak side.
Got some movement here. They're playing the umbrella. Yep.
Oh, Borgen's wrister hits off, looked like Skefty, and goes high.
Good screen tip.
Still going to running time here as we're at the 16-minute mark, and now that's going to do it for the power play because of the running time here. 7-1 here on ParkTV.
You are correct, Frommer. I was just talking to Chris Heimbold, Peter Heimbold's father from back in the Bantam days here.
Yep.
And he said this week's practices after the comeback tie
wasn't what we thought, just as exceedingly difficult and challenging and
very spirited. So,
and in some ways, the overtime on Tuesday night that the Red Knights played in a lot of ways, they really took it to Maple Grove in the overtime on Tuesday, but they didn't get anything for their efforts. So we're both teams back at full strength here at the 15-15 mark. Some different units seeing some ice time here. You've got Nicholas Paulson out there along with Jaden Masseth as a little line changes. Here is Paulson behind the net there, number 2, the right-handed shooter for Moorhead.
He's a senior.
Yep, getting some ice time, and there's Keller over there on the forecheck. Keller and Masseth banging hard against Lawton and Hale able to scoop that up. Got some numbers here as they hit the neutral zone. Hale going to the backhand, has it poke checked momentarily off his stick. Nice piece of blade work by Eli Johnson that time. Taken away by Rue again here. Carter Rue with some speed and strength, still able to corral it down there, and Zach Hale, who we've called his name a lot today, on a great offensive forecheck and unselfish play.
They're still buzzing. Beautiful pass there.
Ooh,
Newhouse.
Newhouse with a shallow angle shot, just fires it wide.
Moorhead, huh?
Little one-on-one here. Kick up to his skate here. I believe that's number 14. I think that was Keller. Yeah, Keller?
Nice move. Nice move by Keller there to get the puck in, get it in deep.
Erickson just going to fire it in for the Spuds as the Red Knights finish their change as the Spuds do. Here is Newhouse operating behind his net. Newhouse came into the game with 17 points, the second leading scorer playing defense for the Red Knights. Which
that's probably the leading scoring defenseman in the state, I would think.
It must be
for
right
points.
Near the top. I mean,
for Class AA anyway.
Yeah. Some of the teams like Laverne and some other teams have higher scorers. But
what about Shirley?
Laverne and Shirley. Boy, we are. Paul, you were supposed to say something there. Anyway, so 13. But the 13:20 mark.
We can't keep making these 1980s references. Is that it?
Here's 24. We haven't called his name, but here's Callinger, one of the blue liners for the Red Knights, number 24 out there playing with Johnny Austin. Moorhead picking up this puck at center ice as they finish their change. Going to the backhand here. Nice job on the offensive zone rush was Odegaard again, looking for a second of the night. Here is Odegaard, big right-handed right winger. Hardy on the forecheck for the Spuds. Odegaard kicks it out front as the Spuds will cycle. Nobody goes for the puck, unfortunately, and the Red Knights, well, they aren't able to break it out, but now they are on the redirect here.
Moorhead miscues. Benilde looks like they're getting it in the zone and changing right now.
Yeah, looks like a lot of different guys playing off the bench. Both teams, as we mentioned, play tomorrow in an afternoon game, so no reason not to play 3 or 4 lines with this type of score and get everybody some ice time. Don't want to wear anybody out. Boy, that was a nice job of Alex Maynard showing everybody how to skate on one leg that time and maintain possession, but
pirouette.
Yeah, he's
beautiful
really
pirouette.
They're going to be fun to watch, that Spud defense next year. I mean, when you talk about all 5 of the guys returning, Maynard and Borgen, Gilmore, Johnson, and Erickson, all juniors and sophomores, and even though Dittmer didn't have the outing he wanted today, obviously, I remember, I shouldn't say this, but I remember when Dittmer went through the tryouts for Elite League as a goalie and did really nice work last summer.
It's a tough league to make.
Yeah, absolutely.
To make that Elite League, you got to be very high-end goaltender.
And we should mention that several of the Red Knights, of course, like usual, played in that Elite League with that man as the head of them, Spencer Noss, back there. Back to the point. Wrist shot on net by Heimbold. Just going to be kicked off to the side.
Yep, Benilde, when they get this line out there, they look like they're on the power play when they get the Noss line out.
Here's young defensive pairing out here for the Red Knights as you got Heimbold and Nick Austin, both sophomores. Goes off Austin's skate on the instep, but he's able to re-corral that and work it up the near wall here to Jungles. Puck stolen away that time, almost a break for the Spuds. 3-on-2 here with Noss, looking for the hat trick. Going to the backhand. Spencer Noss throws it on net, banks it off the inside of the pad, and he's got his hat trick.
Do you think, at 17 might have gotten a piece of that. He acted like he maybe did.
Maybe he did. Let's go to the replay here. That was at roughly the 11:15 mark.
I'm not sure, but
did he work it off the instep of the pad like we thought here? He has no angle on the backhand here.
Look at 17, or did it go off a skate?
Maybe off a skate, maybe of 25 or so. Might have gone off Heimbold's skate or 25.
Off of, that's Peter Heimbold in there, defenseman. Going down, joining the rush. We'll see.
Big.
Yeah, Peter Heimbold
went on off. I don't know if maybe you could get a stick on it then.
I think so.
So Noss, sorry you don't get a hat trick, Spencer.
But you know what? I'll tell you what. Frommer, I think he was trying to pass that puck. That's what it looked like.
Yeah, because there really wasn't much of an angle on a shallow angle backhand like that, right?
Here, look at this hit. This is a little bit of a dangerous hit here.
Ooh, from behind. Follows with the stick and kind of followed a little bit with the butt end. Nothing called here. Just over 10 minutes remaining here. 8-1, the Red Knights enjoying a lead so far.
Well, they're both going to get some rest with the running time here anyway, huh? The game's getting a little shorter.
Yeah, nice. And hopefully everything will stay clean, as there's a good chance these teams could meet next week in the Benilde St. Louis Park tournament here. As we mentioned, Moorhead's playing Wayzata at 5 on Thursday, and the Red Knights will lock up with the mighty Jaguars.
Yeah, and the Jaguars, are a sneaky team. They've got 3 solid lines and good set of D. That whole tournament's filled with.
Yeah. It should be. Make sure, if you didn't hear the announcement earlier, this Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 26th through the 28th, 4 games each day here at the Rec Center. If you're a hockey fan in the West or South Metro, or even if you're a Spuds fan coming down I-94, I know John Basil and Discover St. Louis Park would be happy to accept your money at any of the local watering holes or hotels.
Yeah, the DoubleTree Hotel over there, they have a real nice rate over there.
Oh, that West End is something in
Yeah.
St. Louis Park too. I know you and I have been over. We've frequented Cooper and some of those libation houses over there.
Yeah, they've got great food, right?
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. I just have myself a water and whatever's on the menu.
And the DoubleTree, you park, if you stay at the DoubleTree, you walk everywhere. So that's a great place for the Moorhead people. Maybe they already know, they probably already know that.
Well, and they've been here in the past too. So
right.
After the face-off, 8:30 remaining, here is Meyer, 28, being cut off nicely by Maynard. Maynard with some help from his partner back there. There's Johnson. Johnson on the other defensive post for them.
I like, Benilde is really, you see how they're staying to that third man high on their forecheck. They're not running all over the rink even with a 7-goal lead here. They played, Benilde, I thought coming into the game, they played great position as a team this year. Yeah.
Isaac Lund, we should mention his name out there, number 24, seeing some ice time for the Spuds. And here's Hurt out there with him as a partial change is completed for Benilde. And here's Meyer again looking for the hat trick, being checked off the puck nicely and ridden off, and Hurt going to corral that. Oh, nice offensive zone forecheck that time by Jack Sims.
He says forward and D. He's playing forward. He's a big boy.
Yeah, he is. He's a senior.
He is a senior, right?
Yeah, nice. Nice too. Even though Jack's not seen a lot of first, second, or third.
He might be their biggest player.
Yeah, look at the size of him. He's got to be, as he goes into the corner and picks up some debris that has fallen on the ice here. Spud penalty here at the roughly at the 7:15 mark, as it looks like number 13?
They've got Jack Sims listed as 6'5".
Wow, 6'5" for
215.
I didn't catch the number. I believe that's number 13 for Benilde, for Moorhead on the penalty. 2-minute minor here at the 7-minute mark, and Benilde going to try to operate down low, and indeed they do. But the Spuds able to take it and regroup on the offensive zone here. Possible break this time. Nice forwarded pass. Ooh, and a backhand attempt that time by Nicholas Paulson. Able to get a stick on it as one of the Red Knighters.
Johnny Austin, I think, got a stick on that one.
Called his name a lot there. He's not only run a couple checks, but...
Johnny Austin, it sounds like some sort of superhero or something, doesn't it, that name?
You and I like the name Johnny, don't we? Johnny Passold. Although I never got to be called Johnny. Johnny Fromm. I always wanted secretly to be Johnny, but...
You're too big of a frame. You're a big goalie.
I have too big of a frame? My wife might agree with that.
You got to be kind of a littler guy, to be a Johnny.
That's my New Year's resolution, to drop a few. Then you can start calling me Johnny in March. That's what I'm hoping for. So
I'm talking about height.
Height, okay, not the weight. So, okay. Hey, we're back to live action here. Just 6 minutes remaining as the puck is corralled down and whacked into the Red Knight zone.
Moorhead is not giving up.
Had a high stick possibility that time as Trey Green thought he was in a baseball game and whacked it high. Oh, a beautiful open ice check that time. Oh, Hale not able to convert. What a beautiful check by Alex Maynard. Way to finish in the open ice.
That was a good hit.
Number 6. Off the offensive zone time pressure. Here is
Benilde sharing the puck nicely.
Beautiful save that time as Erickson fired from the point. Hey, a couple little notes I want to throw out here. We talked earlier about how Moorhead had the great win the other night against Alexandria, down 1-0 entering the third, and then rattling off 6 unanswered goals. Then they also beat Minnetonka last week. Of course, the Spuds are known for some of their high-end grads over there. Oh, and that shot and goes in high off the arm that time. So that's going to be the 9th goal.
Now that might be the hat trick for Mr. Nas there. He knew he hit the goalie in the shoulder. He hit AK in the shoulder, and
let's see if we can go to the replay there. So
he looks kind of like, wow, I can't believe that went in.
Yeah, Nas right off the faceoff goes to the back there.
There's Nas's shot.
Yeah, look, he goes down and
it
hit him kind of worked up high. So off the faceoff win, it wasn't Jungles on the faceoff. I think it might have been
Rue.
Could have been Rue. So Nas from Rue, and that is the hat trick to make it 9-1 here with 4:35 remaining.
I'll listen and make sure of that. Who got that
possible
assist?
Break this time for Moore as the puck is pushed on in as the Spuds will try to. Almost a big open ice hit again that time, and here's another break for Benilde. Weak side, Meyer back. Oh, what a beautiful tap pass back from Meyer to Moore.
They're looking like the Red Army out here now.
Meyer, instead of going for the hat trick, he gives it up to Moore, who almost lasered one in there. That was nice unselfishness to see.
Nice passing play.
Here's 24 Calendar. We called his name earlier in the game. Not a lot so far. Haven't seen a lot of Jack Lawton in the third period, but otherwise, as we move under 4 minutes here in the third period, I don't know.
He possibly, could have played one period of JV too.
Here's Hurt with a one-on-one. Beautiful move, forehand. Oh, beautiful. Oh.
Wow, great D play.
Boy,
Did not get a holding there.
And Hurt had to go against one of the better blue liners in the state in Johnny Austin, and he's operating still against Austin behind the net.
He's buzzing.
Yeah, it's good to see the fire in his belly still here. Nice to see there as Hurt really made just a fantastic. I don't know, Paul, if you have that on a replay on that one-on-one by Hurt against Austin just a second ago, but yeah, here you go. Here's Hurt against Johnny Austin. Look at him pull that through the legs, go right through, just barely. Thank goodness for Benilde fans, Austin continued to hold the check long enough to at least make sure he couldn't get his stick on it to finish there.
Yeah, that Hurt, you got to keep an eye on him. He's sneaky. I like the way he plays.
You can see why the USHL, and he's so highly regarded, the senior.
There's still I hear quite a bit of boards banging going on out there still, and neither team has given up here.
Some good intensity still. The Sims unit out there. We also have number 26 out there for Benilde, Will Duda, getting some ice time again. Heimbold back to the point here. He's got Nick Austin on the other point, but he's just going to work it down low to Sims. Sims in a cast of characters, not able to hold it in, and the puck is dumped out that time by Erickson.
Benilde regroups and right back in.
Maynard behind his own net. Let's see if he goes coast to coaster. He does not have an angle, but he's going to work it up the near wall here.
Is this Benilde's third line then, Frommer, or their?
Yeah, it's kind of a mixture because Sims has been playing kind of the fourth unit, number 5 there. Let's see if Sims can do some backchecking. Beautiful offensive move that time by Hurt again.
Hurt hasn't been off the ice for a couple minutes.
No, he's really trying to gain some momentum for the team as
doing the Eric Rasmussen shift.
Yeah, I don't know, folks, if you remember, if you watched any St. Louis Park hockey in the early to mid 90s, but St. Louis Park had Eric Rasmussen, who won Mr. Hockey in '95. In his senior year, he would go from center immediately to defense when he was exhausted. Then they'd put him back
at forward again.
They'd put him back for maybe 30 seconds to sit down. He played about 13 minutes every period.
Right.
So that's what Mr. Hurt is doing.
13 of maybe a 15-minute period at the time, too.
Yeah.
Huh? I don't know if there were 17 back then.
I'm trying to remember where they broke.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a minute and 20 seconds remaining here in the game. In case you just joined us, 4 in the first, 3 in the second, and 2 so far in the third have been the prescription for Red Knight's success. And speaking of Mr. Lawton, good to see him back out on the ice for Benilde. So he's able to start a headman pass. And here's a possible 2-on-1 this time.
They're
Puck
going
is wrapped.
high
Yeah,
again.
Meyer was going for the hat trick, and he had some weak side support from Risteau. Here is Heimbold again, and we mentioned his name is getting his, I believe that was Peter's third goal of the year when he scored his goal earlier.
Yeah, I was talking to his dad. He's been playing forward and D this year.
Yeah, does he enjoy both of them as well?
They were so successful scoring goals, they moved him back to D. So,
wow, well,
he was
after watching today, I guess you can say that.
Right.
Oh, was Trey Green on a rush for Moorhead, not able to convert that time on the forecheck.
Pass.
Ooh, long headman pass, just misses the stick that time of 26 Will Duda. I don't know why I keep forgetting
Will's
Will's
another
number.
chance.
Possible one-on-one. Just 20 seconds remaining. We'll see if the Spuds can generate anything offensively.
Just Hurt again.
And Nick Austin on the back check that time as Paulson not able to finish for the Spuds. Just 10 seconds remaining. Hard slap shot put on net that time by Maynard. And that's just about going to do it here with 2 seconds remaining. And if you just joined us, Benilde St. Margaret's offensive flurry in the first period generated 4 goals. The Red Knights are going to go to 6-2-1 on the season. For the Spuds, they dropped to 5-3. That man in net, Ryan Bischel, the freshman goaltender, didn't see a lot of work the first period, but I thought he had some good saves in the second period. Things didn't break the way the Spuds would have wanted. They did have some bad breaks there. I know Mr. Dittmer really felt bad about the fourth goal that went in, where he tried to backhand pass that behind his net.
Right.
But it was really a Red Knight offensive flurry and aggressive forecheck sustained for the whole game. You had mentioned talking to Mr. Heimbold, one of the Benilde players, about the practices on Wednesday, Thursday for Benilde after the tie. For John Ammerman and the Spuds, though, there's no need to hang your heads low, because they're going to have an excellent chance to redeem themselves in about 18 hours as they lock horns with the Centennial Club, a really excellent club who Maple Grove had an overtime game with just last night. So
yeah, Centennial's very solid. You know, that's the best thing after a loss like this, to get right back out and get at it. Moorhead, like you say, I think they got those bad bounces early, and kind of the camel's back caved in on them there. And I think, you know, it looked to me like coming off the bus here, they had the bus ride down.
And they always say that happens a lot on weekday games too, like Duluth East is an independent, when they come down and play Forest Lake on a Tuesday and they got to leave school at 2 o'clock to get down for the JV and then the varsity game.
Right.
You can definitely see that. And, you know, like we mentioned, what happened to East Grand Forks last week, they had the great experience on Friday against Blaine, and then it came back to bite them on Saturday. Spuds will try to reverse flow and do exactly the opposite tomorrow against Centennial. You can imagine it's going to be definitely a lot of energy in the Spud locker room tomorrow. I would be really surprised if they didn't play one of their better games of the season. For Benilde, to see Spencer Noss with the hat trick for them, visiting with probably a close friend to his, Aaron Hurt, for the Spuds, who also, the two number 8s, probably the best players on each team out here. Just a reminder, we mentioned this 3 times, but the Benilde hosting the tournament this Thursday, Friday, Saturday, the 26th through 28th. If you want to come out, 8 of the best teams in the state playing here at the Rec Center. And if you do want to see the Red Knights play down at TCF Bank Stadium on Saturday, January 11th, you can see Benilde play Minnetonka that day. There are 5 games. All you got to do is call the Gophers.
At the football stadium.
Yep, playing at TCF Bank outdoors.
Part of Hockey Day, Minnesota, right?
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I think Elk River is hosting Hockey Day on a different weekend. I may be wrong.
Could be.
Could be wrong. But anyway, if you do want to get tickets for that, it's 612-624-8080 if you want to see Benilde, Minnetonka, Jefferson, any of those teams. And just a reminder, if you're a St. Louis Park fan, the Orioles are also taking their show on the road, as they're going to be playing up in the Duluth tournament this weekend. And then St. Louis Park will be home for their next boys hockey game. And we will have it here again on Park 16 as the Orioles host Minnehaha Academy on Friday, January 3rd. If you did not hear, some good news in the Oriole front for head coach Terry Keesley, as his sophomore goaltender Connor Clare is named the Care 11 Athlete of the Week this week.
Is that right? Yeah.
107 consecutive saves and 3 St. Louis Park wins. Special shout out to the Clares family, and some good things going on over there after the coaching change with Sean Podine stepping down.
Yeah, it's great to see them headed in a positive direction again. You know, they've got a lot of kids that played in association hockey with the Minneapolis kids, and then they've spun off and played the St. Louis Park team. And I've seen they've got a couple upset wins, right?
Yeah, and I had a nice visit with John Basil, whose son Willie is playing on the Bantam A team for St. Louis Park. Okay. Really some interesting developments that side. They went to the AA and A setup for Bantams now, where you got the largest schools, the Wayzatas, White Bears, Edina, play AA, which is high level. But then most of the mid-sized programs, Orono, Mound, Armstrong, etc., just play A. Park's ranked, I think, 18th in the state for A for Bantam A's, and they still play some of the AA teams.
I know they had a good group of kids coming up that had played together a lot at the younger level back when my son played Bantams here.
Yeah,
they were 4 Bantams at the time.
They've got 4 Bantam teams on their own, and I know Armstrong Cooper combined as 2 high schools have 2.
Well, I know that the current coach has lived in St. Louis Park a long time. And he had a son that was All-American in college and All-State player here for St. Louis Park High School, and was on the state tournament team. So they've got, and his daughter was an Olympic player, so he's got a lot of hockey knowledge. And I know that I've always heard, you know, that Benilde St. Margaret's and Ken Pauley hope that program stays strong, and they like seeing a strong program there. So
a lot of nice developments here in the Rec Center, and on behalf of our great staff, Paul and Ben, and I believe Amy, our announcer, or Mary, excuse me, Amy, Mary. This is John Fromm, along with John Passel, saying good night from the Rec Center, and thanks for joining us here on Park 16 Sports.
Thanks, Robert.
Thanks, John.